Well, let's minimize that. We should be live on Zoom. The only problem is we always have to check. Okay, we're good. Perfecto. Good evening, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I welcome you all to another fantastic episode of Education and IT Opportunities. My name is the same one and only Talks W Child. Your servant over here at service for you for ACE Professional. I'm the CEO of ACE, and I bring this particular evening session to you with privilege and honor. I bring it alongside my wonderful, fantastic human beings. First, they're human beings, and then they have their own characters and roles that they play in life. They're esteemed and they're very, very distinguished. So let's enjoy their company together. Let me just take you through our normal routine, just so you understand. You've got an offer, you decide to start a career, but you want to get going. So this is it. Our handles, so just the normal things. If you're looking to find us, you will find us online every time, 24/7, whatever your time zone. We'll be at www.aceprofessional.org. If you're looking to call us, again, you can call and drop us a call. We will call you back if we've missed your call. The number here is 0044 in the UK. Then you continue it with 208-004, and then it's 9336. So that's our office line. Now, if you want to email us professionally, you have an inquiry, something is not quite clear to you, our email is accessible again to you 24/7, info@aceprofessionals.org. So it's going to be our pleasure to respond to you if you come through any of those handles. Here we go. How to apply for sponsored job in the UK. Now, I did say everywhere. This majority of the things we're going to talk about hits on everywhere. It basically is not just the UK. If you're looking for sponsored jobs, there are certain key things that you need to look out for, and we're going to cover them in this session. So I'd like to speak slowly and clearly so that most, let's say everyone, can understand whatever you are from, whatever your level of proficiency in English, you should be fine to go. Here we go. Finding the perfect sponsored job in the UK can be daunting, which is hard. Now, here are step-by-step. So we give you a step-by-step guide. How easy can it be? Where do you find these sponsored jobs? Before I go into this, I just want to ask people a question, a bit more like an icebreaker. So everybody in the house, I'm just going to ask you individually, if you remember, I want to take you to a feeling of when you had the highest achievement. So, Madam Joseph, can you please tell us, when was a time in your life you remember that you had a fantastic achievement, that you did way above normal, that you did excellent? Do you remember? Madam Joseph here, is my internet okay? Mr. Sunubi, do you want to tell us? I might be talking to myself based on the internet. Everybody's muted, okay. Guys, you need to unmute to answer the question. Madam Ade.
Hello. Good afternoon. Yes. Good evening, sir.
Yes.
Yeah,
please.
You were asking me a question. I didn't get it. The network took you away.
Oh no.
And so now the network took me away.
Okay. The question is, when was it during your lifetime that you did something excellently well? Do you remember then a particular thing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can you make mention of it? I'm going to just probe, not too much. I'm going to probe into something about psychology. Go for it. Can you tell us a bit about it?
Okay. I remember when I was in my university days, I remember there was a course that everybody didn't like the lecturer. And so because of that, they gave an excuse that's like an excuse for everybody to fail. So I decided that I was going to look beyond that. Like, I wasn't going to look at the fact that, okay, nobody likes the lecturer. I'm going to try to like the lecturer. I'm going to try to listen to him and all of that. and I'll make sure that I pass this course. Yes, and I scored a whooping 8 in that course.
Well done. How did that feel?
It felt awesome because the man didn't even expect me to pass this course because he didn't even expect anybody to pass this course.
Okay.
So the fact that somebody did very well, that actually made him because he had to call me to his office and started asking me questions what my name is and all of those things, and that made me feel like, yay, even if you're mean and and all of that, somebody can pass your course, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, what did that do to your confidence?
It made me more confident, obviously. Like, it made me, I felt very good.
Yeah,
I felt very good. I was proud of myself.
So on that day, for example, if they told you that there was something you couldn't conquer, after you'd conquered that and you'd done excellently well, how would you feel? What's the attitude you would take into anything you were going to do?
They're obviously lying, because if you can pass that particular lecturer's course, I really wish I could mention his name, but yeah, we're on air. So if you can pass that particular lecturer's course, you can pass anything in life.
Fabulous.
Like, you can do anything.
Excellent. Okay, I'm going to come back to it. Well done. Thank you very much for sharing. Mr. Daniel, do you have my answer, sir?
Yes,
Similar
sir.
question. Thank you so much, Leslie.
Thank you. While Madam Tosin was talking, I was just thinking, what have I done excellently recently? Not that I scored myself excellently, but
it doesn't have to be recently. It's just over the course of your life. Something that stands out.
Okay, so I can remember one. It happened recently.
All right.
At my place of work, and we do have this talk on Monday morning in the office, and this particular Monday morning, the developers were in the boardroom, we're just chit-chatting, and okay, the head of department said, okay, all right, let's call ourselves. So when I began to score ourselves, and in timeliness, in accuracy, in several parameters were listed, and we have some scores under each. I think we're about 6 to 7 in the department, and at the end of the day, I came out the first. And the score was high, and I was like, how did I get here? And I came in not quite, almost the last person that entered, but I was surprised. I was shocked at how fast I've grown, and the position, and I was so amazed, but I couldn't show it. But right inside of me, I was.
That was excellent. What did that do to your confidence, sir? Did it skyrocket your confidence?
Yeah, internally, I feel well, and I feel that I am hitting it, and there's a lot more to do. But that confidence is there that definitely I would definitely achieve my goal.
You felt acknowledged. Fantastic. It's really good. It's an interesting psychology. I want you to keep that thought and remember that moment. I'm going to share my story, and then I'm going to talk about basically the ingredient one needs to hold before applying for all of these jobs anyway. But let me just share one of my stories. So in school, I knew for a very long time that I've been very good in mathematics. But then I had to do a final secondary school year exam. Now, there were 5 girls in my whole school that were very, very, very sharp, and they were always the top in most subjects. So I knew if I wanted to beat these people, I just had to prove to beat just those girls. I don't need to beat the whole school, because the girls, if I can get above those girls, I will get those girls respect. I'll get the school's respect, because those girls were like head girl material. They were top. I mean, till today, they're still like managers of banks and all. So this is who these girls are, the makeup. They never leave their books. Now, how can I beat these girls? I'm known to be very jolly and very happy running around person. So for me to settle down and learn, I have to find a strategy to allow me to basically love what I was doing more than anything, to the point that I could beat those girls. So I think we did an exam and I came out the very first in the entire school, and also more, almost like in the whole area of not just my school, in some of the schools in the area. I was really, really high. I got A star, almost like 99%. And I felt fantastic. My father was fabulously impressed. I was like, yes, I've done this. But there was a journey before that. You know, there was always me practicing, and I had enjoyed the journey of me developing and not noticing. Development is so invisible, but it's there. You keep growing, you keep growing. So what that did for me was that till today, that cements my confidence in certain disciplines, mathematics, physics. I have no fears. I can pick it on. I can earn money from it. It's done so much for me over the years. And it's also passed on to my own kids. So when I look back at it, I see that there's something amongst all three of us here, in the sense that we have a way that we identify ourselves, especially on that day. The day we got the results is not the day that we decided to change. We've changed, we've determined, we've decided a long time that we were going to do well. It is on that day that we decided that we started identifying as somebody who would do well. The day we got the results is inconsequential to the journey that we've had, but we were destined to get there anyhow, because we decided, we made a commitment to ourselves, we identified as a certain way. Now, this thing I'm saying is so important because this is what sets people aside. The reason people don't get certain jobs, the reason people, their CVs are not given any choices, nobody bothers about them, is simple. All that is because you haven't decided. If you decide to identify in a certain way, you will get your goals. There is no way. You're not compromising your goals. You've given up everything. You've prepared what you're going to sacrifice for those goals. You will get your goals. But the rest of the things that we don't sacrifice for, we won't. I'll give you an example. People turning up to interviews, not dressed properly, not wearing the correct tie, all of the things. You're compromised because you cannot get dressed on the morning of the interview for the interview. You've got to rehearse yourself for the interview. You've got to mentally be there. You know, you've got to get the tools, get the skills. All of these things has to be a journey prior to the day. So for people looking for jobs, it's not when the job comes up. Everybody in life will get an opportunity one time or another. But if you're not well prepared, you're going to miss out. Your opportunity will show you up. It will show you that you're weak and you're not ready. Okay, so the key thing for people is to really, really decide to be ready. If you decide to be ready, nobody has to tell you anything to do. You will be 100% fantastic. You will be shining. They can't hide you. If they keep you in a cupboard, you will still be too bright to be hidden away. So here we go. Let's get to it today. I'm going to talk about how to apply for sponsored jobs. But I want you to remember, beaming with your confidence, remember that time when you had that level of achievement, and use that to give people advice today, what they need to do, how they need to go about it. I'm going to an event on the 2nd of October. I think it's 4th of October, apologies. It's 4th of October. It's here in Enfield. So what this event is about is jobs for locals. Now, people will turn up on the day and they'll be wandering around and they won't be ready, and they'll go back the same way they came. But anyone who turns up ready before they come, they will get a job. They'll get an opportunity. This is what I'm saying. So let's move on. So here we go. Where do you find sponsored jobs? Online jobs. Now, for those who are ready, the jobs are online. The jobs are all over the newspapers. So online jobs, most popular sites are Indeed, Glassdoor, Total Jobs. And you cannot finish the number of jobs there if you're ready. If you're ready, nobody has to tell you that you've got to change your cover letter. If you're ready, nobody has to tell you that you have to change your CV. Your CV has to match the job description. Nobody needs to tell you. You would know, and you will put in the effort, and you would not grunt about it. You would just be happy that you get the opportunity because you've been preparing. Where to find sponsored jobs? So newspapers, check your local paper ads, range of jobs, and including sponsored ones. Career fairs, like the one I'm going. Attend career fairs in your areas, virtually meet with potential employers and find sponsored jobs. Do people attend it? We're yet to find out. Okay, networking. Do you go to networking events? Do you join networking groups online, connect with potential employers? Like I said last week, there's a guy who's quite big. His job is quite important. But every time he goes to networking events, he lands himself a new job. So it's, it's just high-performing people never stop. They never stop growing, and they don't sit around to complain. There we go. Eligibility for sponsored jobs. Ensure you have required qualification. This is the part where we say get ready. Yeah, ensure you have the experience for the job. Ensure you have the English proficiency in the UK. We check through IELTS or ECTS. Now, eligibility requirement for the job. Again, are you ready in terms of the salary? Make sure that the job salary can sustain you, so you don't have to overstretch. You don't have to think of taking another job. So I've been there. I've known when I've worked, 6 in the morning to like 12 at night, just so I can make sure I meet my rent and pay other things. It's important. Visa status. If you're applying from overseas, check if you need visa for the job. What type of visa? There are different types of visas needed. There's graduate schemes, there's all sorts of schemes, but you need to know what you're looking for and what they say you require. All right, what is the process? What's the journey? See how it goes. You select the job and employer, you find the right job, find the right employer. Now, you may find the right job, but it might not be with the right employer. You need to go and read reviews about your employer and find out whether your employer is going to keep their word, look after you, and give you opportunity to grow. These things are important. Ensure that the company is licensed to sponsor. All right. Follow the job posting, application instructions, the company's website, wherever they say you need to go there and do what you need to do. If you are lucky enough to be shortlisted, go for the interview, prepare for the interview. The company invites you for an assessment or an interview. So they may give you some tests and give you some letters to write. They may give you some Excel sheets to work on. All of this is part of the process. The company would offer you the job and complete you with an endorsement, a certificate of sponsorship, okay? After you have basically passed the interview. Once you've got certificate of sponsorship and the job offer, now you can go to apply for your visa. Simple process for those who are ready. Now, in getting ready, what are the key things you need? This is how we're going to tools. Yeah, there's skills that you need to have in your interview, but now the tools, let's break it down. CV and cover letter. These things are tools that introduce you. They are your way of doing a virtual handshake, almost like an e-handshake. You're introducing yourself. You're not there, but your words are there. Your CV is there. Your presentation is there. The mistakes you make on that is a reflection upon you. The lack of cover letter, the lack of clarity in your cover letter, it shows how well your headspace is. References. If you provide professional references, this will go a long way to endorse you as well. Academic and professional qualification. Submit certified copies of your UK transcript and certificates of professional qualification. So these are the key parts of getting ready. The HR of the company you're going to would want to check that everything you say in terms of your references, in terms of your qualification, in terms of your experiences are all correct. They will check your identity documents. They will check that you're not a criminal. So you provide certified copies of your passport, your ID cards. All of these are important things, key tools. Now, tips. Again, we're going to Skills. You've got the tools now. We're going to skills. What kind of skills do you need to have? Customize your application. Don't generically apply for every job with the same type of application. Research the company. Check the company. Your questions that you want to ask the company is going to come from your research. It's more like you're ideating. You want to see whether this company is the right suit for you. It's a match. It's like more like a love matching. You want to know, is this company your match? If you're any quality, you would want to find out. You don't want to waste your time. If they know they're any quality, they would also scrutinize you. It's only places where they're not so much any quality that they don't scrutinize you, that they leave you to just walk in, whilst in, and then you can walk out. But places that have any value about themselves will do a very, very due diligence about you to spot whether you know what you're doing. Showcase your skills. Highlight your most valuable skills. As you saw that I talked tonight, I was telling people what's their most valuable achievement. Having that achievement in mind is powerful. Now, the language and tone of what you do not write jargon. People write about all sorts of abbreviation. The moment your CV is boring, people don't want to meet you. They imagine that you're going to be very difficult to communicate with. Now, waiting period and next steps. After submitting your application, be patient, as it may take a month to hear back from the employer. Employer will invite you in-person or online interview. If you're successful, you receive the endorsement, which is the COS, and then you can apply for your visa. Resources for additional help in terms of applying for jobs. You may go to Indeed, Total Jobs, Glassdoor. If you want government resources to set you apart in terms of applying for visas, go to UKVI. For NHS job, you go to the NHS website. For advices about how to prepare yourself to give you the best foot forward, go to Citizens Advice Bureau. For visa information, you want to go to the UK Visa Immigrations. You want to go to Visa and Migration and First Contact Visas. I think ACE professionals should be there. I've said this a couple of times, but you know how to find us. Now let's go to people who want to teach in the UK. You want to do education, there are a couple of ways you can get into education. So there's EU citizenship. If your family members in the EU, that's it. In order to be eligible for Youth Mobility Skills Visa, you've got to be between the ages of 18 to 30, have a savings of close to £2,000. Do not have any children, no dependents, okay? And you've never been to the UK before. This is good for people who will come to the UK for the first time and they want to come having some kind of skilled worker visa. So they call their type of visa the Youth Mobility Scheme. It's a separate category of visa, and it's for these people who meet this criteria. Point-based migration. You can acquire visas through point-based system. So this one here is a more rigorous system. It checks your age, your qualification, your experience, and they use this to qualify you and see whether your job that you're applying for meets the criteria over here. Do you have a sponsorship? Do you have proficiency in English? All of this is a requirement. An ancestor of yours is from the Commonwealth. Yeah. And what? A Commonwealth citizen working in the UK for up to 5 years. Okay. You're eligible for an ancestry visa if you meet the following requirements. You can prove that your grandparents was born in the UK, or you have enough money in your savings accounts without the help of public funds and the house help and any dependents. So just to recap on that, ancestry visa grants any Commonwealth citizen working in the UK for up to 5 years. So if you've been working in the UK for up to 5 years, you can get this. Obviously, you have to have ancestors. Now, let's move away from all the other interesting visas and how those link into getting people into teaching. Planning. It's important not just to make a plan before you begin, but also to change direction when things go wrong. So you change direction, the faster you reach your goals. So what do we do at ACE? We give you services or products. So our products would include things such as CVs, different types of roadmaps for people to get into different types of industries. Our services would be things such as interview skills, references, all sorts of services that we provide. And you can get both. Description. Employers want improved candidates, measured, reflective, and constantly growing workers. We know this. How do we get them what they want? We provide workshop training courses, CV services, interview skills, references, personal statement templates. Now, if you're a customer that you're going into the education field, so you may be interested in training, you may be interested in training at portfolio or portfolio only. Now, this is to get your QTS, just to be very, very clear. You may choose to get the training from us or get training portfolio or portfolio only. So I would say, go ahead and dream big. Have complete faith that God will do everything possible to make manifest your wildest dreams. Section 4. Now, this takes you through the process. I've talked about what you need to do, how to get ready. I've talked about the importance of our services, what type of services we do. I'm giving you some light on that. Now I'm telling you the process to expect so that your expectation is kind of matched. So today you're in an information meeting, and the next step would be to get a decision-making link. You request that decision-making link via inquiries through our email service, our telephone, our website. You can get through to us. The payment confirmation, and once you make a payment for whatever service you're going for, you get the package requirements and you get the package. Once that's yours, you can go ahead and get the job hunt. You'll be able to attract your employer. The next thing is your visa application. Once you've got your job, you can then apply for visa, and then that's it. There's nothing so surprising about it. So knowledge, it attracts abundance when it's organized and intelligently directed through practical plans of action. You can believe that everything we've done tonight has been planned for a very long time. My speaking to you has been rehearsed for a very long time. So everything we're saying here, we are applying it. We're not doing it by accident. And this is for people that actually are not here tonight. So let me just ask, Madam Joseph, what's your advice for people if they want to be extraordinary? They want to stop applying for jobs and not getting it. They want to get the jobs they apply for. They want to get the visa they apply for. What would you advise them? Madam Joseph, are you there? You're muted. You need to unmute. Mr. Daniel, are you there? So I can tell whether it's my internet.
Yes, I'm here. I can hear you. But I didn't get your question.
My question is, what advice would you give people, just like your journey?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. 1 second, just allow Mr. Daniel to finish. What advice would you give people to be extraordinary? Not to go and apply for jobs and not get it, not to apply for visas and not get it. How would you advise them?
Yeah, my advice for visa seekers is just to put their best foot forward in terms of skills. With that, they will be able to, because we have many people out there, because they want the visa, by all means, any job that the visa is in the market, they want to jump at it, even if they don't have experience in it. They want to jump at it because they want the visa, by all means. So I would just say that people need to calm down and establish themselves, strengthen themselves in their field, because what UK is looking for, they are looking for experts in their fields. If it is mediocres, they can get them right there in the UK. But they don't want mediocres, they don't want people at average. They want excellent people in what they do. So people that are looking for visa, looking for employment in the UK must empower themselves in their field and be at their best. So with that, and the proper documentation is also very, very much important. If they can do all this, I think they have the high chance of getting it.
Fantastic, sir. Thank you very much. Madam Tosin, what would you advise people? I think it's reception. Madam Joseph, are you there? Or is reception taking you away?
And please, I have a question later.
Okay.
I'd like to ask a question in this event.
Okay. Let me just quickly give my advice so that each part is clear.
Hello.
Okay. Your line is not clear, Madam Tosin.
You keep muting me. I want to speak, then somebody mutes me again.
No, I was speaking at that time. We were waiting for you, but we heard a different voice. I don't know what is reception. So that's why I muted you. Go ahead. All right, so you see, I think you've muted yourself, or reception has muted you. So let me just say this to everyone. If you want to be that extraordinary, it does not involve anything extra. Bill Gates is a human being. Jeff Bezos is a human being. Elon Musk is. They're all simple. There's nothing extraordinary about them. They do everything you do. They're physical beings. Oprah Winfrey is.
Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Am I speaking to myself?
Tosin, we can hear you. You're interrupting me. I can hear you. Yeah. So the key thing I would say is to get to be whoever you want to be, to get that extra, you just have to decide and be ready with what you're going to sacrifice to get that goal. Don't leave it till the day when your opportunity comes in front of you, or else your opportunity will show you up. Work hard. When the opportunity comes, you shine. But that hard work is not on the day of the race. It's all done in the background. So make sure we at the moment today, we're in the background. This is us doing our background work. We're getting ready. I'm presenting regardless of whether reception's working for my people receiving me or not. Then I send them the video, I'm presenting. So next time you see me on the very main stage, do not be surprised, because I've been putting in the work. So I say, go and be extraordinary, whatever you're doing. You know, get that job you're looking for, get more than that job, get that goal you're waiting to get. Be amazing, because you are. But to discover that part of yourself, you've got to sacrifice what you need to sacrifice. Get the tools, train with the skills, and you get sharper and sharper. And that's it. That's my advice. Tosin, you wanted to speak?
Yes, I wanted to speak. I've been speaking, but nobody heard me.
So sorry.
So it looks like my voice is just.
Go ahead. So Tosin, I think your internet isn't helping. Tosin, if you can hear me, your internet, your voice is stretched out. So it's impossible for anyone to understand what you're saying. Mr. Daniel, do you want to go to your question, sir?
Yeah, you were asking that what advice would I give?
I think there's a delay. Tosin is talking right now, and she was very clear before I muted her. She was fantastically clear, but before her voice was stretched out. I think internet is playing with us. Let's give Tosin some time for their internet to be more stable. So Daniel, what's your question, sir?
Okay, thank you. So I think tonight we are speaking very much on recruitment. How yeah, but uh, I have a question that is bit away from recruitment, but it's also on visa stuff because I had a story of someone today, and I felt so sorry for the person. So the person has applied for the student visa, and the enrollment day, I think it's University of All City, and the last day of the enrollment day is on the 2nd. And as of today, the embassy has sent that they need to set up an interview for him. An interview will be on was it next week, Tuesday or Thursday, on the 3rd. And he has applied almost 2 months ago. And here he is. Embassy is bringing up another interview, scheduling another interview for next week. So what would be your advice for such a person? Should the person just go ahead and cancel the application, or should he still go ahead with the interview, knowing fully well that the last day for the enrollment day is on the 2nd of October?
Yeah, thank you for your question. The question you're asking is not hard at all. It's quite straightforward. The person is not in charge. They've applied 2 months before time. They're not in charge of that decision. So the embassy has made the decision that they want to interview them. So the person needs to forward the letter to the department in the university that, yes, I'm going to ask for special enrollment for me, okay? Mainly because there are situations that is outside my control. The embassy that needs to give me the visa to enable me to come has delayed, and they have actually requested for an interview during the last days that I'm allowed to enroll. So it's not their fault. And they send that letter to that team. So that team will see the letter that it's a failure on the part of the embassy to understand timing and to prioritize people. But because they're dealing with a lot of people, I guess their trade and priority will be very different. They'll be having different things. They'll be juggling. We can't say anything because we don't know what other urgent and priority things that the embassy is dealing with. Maybe now this is when the best time that they've gotten to deal with this guy's situation. So, I mean, because we have limited information, we don't need to speculate. All we can say is the person's information, that whatever has been sent to them, they share it so they can effectively communicate with that department of the university and wait to get the response, because the visa will be pointless if the embassy gives a visa and that person is unable to enroll and they have to defer the course. So if they make that statement, if they make it clear, everybody will get their act together, I think. Because there's no point giving a visa for somebody when the embassy now is given a defeated visa that doesn't allow the person to still go and meet the course. Because if he misses the enrollment date without any communication, then that person has missed the whole school year. That's in essence. That negotiation has to happen with the department that onboards students for that university. They will be able to take that decision internally that, okay, we'll give these guys, they'll call it extenuating circumstances. Madam Joseph, do you want to test? Yeah, that's okay. That's all right. Do you want to test your internet? Madam Joseph? Yeah, it's a bit difficult to, because every time Tosin's trying to talk, the voice then gets stretched out. Tosin, are you there? Well, in the absence of Tosin, home to internet problems, I would imagine Tosin was going to give a fantastic advice. She didn't type it up, so I could not read her advice. But Tosin is amazing, so she would have given us incredible advice. But unfortunately, internet is playing us up. Okay, so we end on this note. Knowledge attracts abundance when it's organized and intelligently directed through practical plans of action. This is our Google page. Drop us a review if this is any useful to you. If all the message we've gone through tonight, there's things that you can take away. Just drop us a message. We thank you for joining and being with us. Have a fantastic time.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. You're welcome. It's just my little girl that's found me. She wants to come and present. Tosin, is Tosin there? The internet is taking Tosin away entirely. It's taking Tola. The internet is really.
I'm here. I was trying to.
Tosin, we can't hear you anymore. We heard I'm here, and then you went quiet. The internet is not being really kind tonight.
I'm trying to speak. Nobody's hearing me.
It's okay. Can you? I'll just.
I'm speaking. Nobody's listening. Or is it that nobody's? Maybe nobody.
Tosin, I can hear you.
I can't hear you, sir. You said you wanted me to do.
Can you hear
sir.
me?
What did you? Yes, you said you just wanted to do what, sir?
I wanted you to give your advice to people.
Yes, I wanted to give my advice, and I've given God knows how many advices that nobody has heard now. I was trying to say that as professionals, headhunters, like we are the best people to come to when it comes to information concerning relocation, traveling, and all of these things. So if anybody has or is speculating whether they want to relocate or they want to travel, they can always come to us. We'll give them all the adequate information that they need. And it's actually very important that they actually come for our information meeting. Like very important, because they are given opportunity to ask questions, even if we have not actually spoken about the major thing that they would like to know about. Like the way Mr. Daniel has asked questions, they are given room to also ask their questions, and they will be attended to. So that's the advice. That's like the advice I wanted to give.
Thank you
That
so
they should
much.
always come to us.
Oh, thank you very much. The question was for those people who wanted to be extraordinary, what should they do in their applications, their jobs applications, their visas application? Coming to us will be something, but what should they do on their own, in their own way? How can they put their best foot forward? I'm not sure internet is allowing Tosin to hear me. Well, on this note, we'll put an end to tonight's session. Thank you very, very much, my amazing guest. Thank you very much, members of the public. Thank you, members in YouTube. We hope the answers have been useful. If you have any questions concerning traveling, if you have any questions concerning jobs, head on to
Okay.
you can reach out to us.